Pratar du med mig? Säg om det sen igen då. Hur många varv kommer man på 10 minuter? 8 stycken. Vad är din toppfart här, Robban?
Ska se. 230, 235.
Jag hann inte titta. Schysst att det står diesel bak i röven på BMWn.
Jag såg det också.
Ja då.
Nej, fan.
Vad fan, vi stängde av att du inte skulle kunna köra igenom mig.
Ja.
Jag hörde jättedåligt, Mike.
Jaha.
Men Robban hade inget straff där.
Jo.
Snygg 360 Robban, va?
Ja.
Fick du ge det där, man? Du hörs jättedåligt. Du låter helt dov. Jag kommer tillbaka strax.
Mm.
Jag pajar min bil duktigt.
Jag har ingen aning. Han lämnar spelet och så kraschar servern. Jag vet inte om han har stängt av datorn eller något. För att jag hittar fortfarande servern i listan. Nej, det går inte att komma in på den. Nej, då ska jag fan gå och lägga mig. Åh! Ja. Ja, jag är fortfarande en bakis. Alltså? Åh fan. Ja. Ja, jag får kolla på den. Försöka hålla mig vaken. Ja då. Hej då.
through, get that offset and see where they go.
Okay, that's good. Emmanuel Collard is in the pits as well, the 28 car. So Nick Tandy has been into the pits. I didn't see that, but Nick Tandy's been into pits. He's on an outlap again now. So that would have been fuel. And
yeah, that was just fuel for Nick. Absolutely. He's pressing on, staying with this GTE class battle, the number 95 car. On board that car, Richie Stanaway. He's chasing down his teammate, Johnny Adam. 1.5 seconds between the two of them.
What I don't
coming through in front of us.
Hang about. I thought there was an Aston. Oh no.
Two Astons. So
two
we've
Astons are chasing it.
Absolutely.
Maybe there was a privateer Aston in front of that somewhere, being like an AM car. Does it look like? Stop.
So that's our current 4th place overall car. Thierry Laurent, or Thomas Laurent, sorry, on board that car. 11 seconds behind Matthias Besch, but the pit stop sequence slightly out there. Away he goes. You know, the gap's still pretty tight in LMP2. When you look at that, you know, comparing it to GTE, it's a minefield of a gap. In the Signatech garage, some reaction. So the 24 Minne car.
This is a battle. It's Brundle versus John Verne. It's a battle for 6th and 7th.
So Brundle ahead of Verne. Verne in the sister Minne to the one that we saw crashed a little while ago. Alex Brundle making his return here, having sat out last year, had a few health issues early in the year and couldn't run, but now here and glad to be back. His run here 2 years ago, so close but yet so far. Another one of those Le Mans stories where, you know, he was leading, absolutely fantastic drive, sharing that car with some of the Nismo athletes, some of the other Nismo athletes, the Ligier at the time. And losing a spark plug with about 3 hours to go. But the class so tight they didn't have time to stop and change the spark plug. It was better to run the car a cylinder down and just get to the end, losing the race to a £2 component.
That sometimes is the case though, isn't it? That sometimes is the case. And right, okay, current tyres on the 37 car. This is the Brundle car. They've done 37 laps and they're socks.
Yeah, so those will have gone on.
Chasing.
24 medium tyres on that car. So doing a pretty good job of managing those soft tyres. He's gone on to those tyres quite early on, but doing a very good job. One of the things we were talking about yesterday evening was the Oricas being hard on their tyres, but we certainly haven't seen that yet. We've not seen that the Oricas are taking too much out. You know, they have that little bit more downforce, which does take more out of the tyre. But the next Alpines really are on Orica, so we can't really say that they're up there. But then the United Autosport Ligier, with Owen on board at the moment, is the best of the rest, down in 9th place in the class, 8th place in the class, sorry, 9th overall. At the Minne garage, everyone looking quite relaxed. Hopefully Simon Trummer's back there now.
So they're watching this battle playing out. 0.5 of a second between them there, 5.88. Brundle ahead of Jean-Luc Verne.
Evocative shots watching the cars come down there into Mulsanne. The flames on the overrun as they come down the gearbox. The
glowing discs as well.
These are the pictures that every boy dreams of. So flashing the headlights there, saying to Alex Brundle, I'm coming, get out of my way. This is for position. I think Brundle's soft tyres potentially past their best, and you know he's got Formula One driver, ex-Formula One driver Jean-Eric Verne chasing him down on board that ex-Formula One team's Orica.
Well, Brundle's tyres have done double of what Verne's have, and they're soft.
And they're soft, and
Yeah.
that really has impressed me in terms of what Brundle's managed to do on that soft tyre.
So this is a
We'll run down now.
6th and 7th. Jean-Eric Verne flashing the lights.
Here we go, we dip through the right-hander on the way into Indianapolis. Sorry, the Porsche curves, and then through the next section. Safer barrier there on the outside. Left, right, then right again, staying tight to the right, and left through karting as they come back past us to complete another lap. Catching one of the Astons there. The Beach Dean car, I think. Power on. Up the start finish line.
Got a small toe, wasn't he, from the start of that, and he's actually going to get this. Oh, we just switched to the 68 car. Jean-Eric Verne maybe had been able to outbrake that Aston Martin into there, the 68 car. This is the Joey Hahn, Dirk Muller and Tony Kanaan car.
Fuel only.
Kanaan was in it when he came in, and you said fuel only, so he'll be in it when he goes back out. So the Ferrari and the Porsche, this is 4th and 5th in the GT. I just thought I saw an indicator on, someone stopping, but no, it was just the way the light popped around the bottom of the graphic. They're on their way, because this is still pretty close. Collado is out front in the pros. Johnny Adam 2.7 away from him. Stanaway 1.5 away from Adam. Then it just, so the first three, 4.2 seconds between them.
Mathieu Vaxivière now setting personal fastest times for that car, the number 28 LMP2 car, the TDS racing car. That's the car that we saw in trouble, took out the Pierre Caffer driven Ferrari last night, early in the evening. No penalty, I don't believe, for Mathieu, which
Oh no, hang about. I've heard someone got a 7-minute penalty.
Okay, which
It might not. I was told that while I quickly grabbed some food.
I will have a look.
Someone got a 7-minute penalty, but now because we were off, basically sorting ourselves out. Someone told me at dinner that they got somebody had got a 7-minute penalty. You can quickly.
It's the only person that would have been with would have been him. So that's.
And then if we look at how he's quite a few laps down, so that could have been some of that. I'm just going to go quiet
If it
for a
is.
bit. Let's just listen to this. The 91 Porsche is in a battle with the 71 Ferrari. 4th and 5th. Currently sitting in 52nd place out of 54 cars that are running. It was a windscreen clean, headlight clean, fuel, anti-daisy stage on board. Fuel going in. There it goes. They're released. a 45-second advantage over their teammates. Minutes, but it did. the bollard down where it is.
Well, not unless he was just getting out of the way. So number 2 released from the pits. Off he goes down into the Forest S's.
And it's fully on it, isn't it?
Fully on it.
Just straight away.
Straight away, no choice, got to get on it. The tyres will have cooled a little, but not a huge amount. You'll see him reeling. I think that's the Riley in front of us as he comes down. Interesting to see the gaps here with the LMP2 cars. Not as big as you would think. I'm sure that's the Riley.
That's the WeatherTech car, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Riley. He goes to the right-hand side of him as he runs down now this area where we don't have camera coverage at this time of night. But we have these beautiful onboards instead. Coming all the way down what feels like an extremely long bit of straight. You can't imagine how long this straight was before the chicanes went in, can you?
I always remember having a conversation with Chris Hodgetts about that, and he just said it was just kind of a bit bonkers, really.
Absolutely, yeah. Chris is a character, to say the least. Number 23 gets released. Just that is who's on board that car now. We'll wait till it crosses pit out. Barrett stayed on board.
The Crone Ferrari was in there. I'm not sure whether that was a driver change. The 2 Porsche back up and running again as fast as it possibly can go. Currently sitting in 16th place.
Nick Tandy screaming down now into Mulsanne. So you just dip right, pick your braking point, get it car stopped. Important to take the apex. Away we go. Yes, using the hybrid energy to accelerate away from the corners and then stop using that energy and just driving forward with the internal combustion engine. One push button to flash the lights there as he ducks down the inside of one of the Spirit of Race Ferrari 488s down into Indianapolis, where we've seen so many issues. Break through the right, down again on a gear, early on the throttle, before the apex in the left, and run down into the slowest corner on the circuit. There is Arnage. Through Arnage now. Now the run to the Porsche curves. My favourite part of the circuit, where they get to open the thing up and really run through this very fast sequence of corners.
Car in front of him now, isn't he?
This is the Porsche curves here. So watching one of the LMP2 cars going around the outside.
Porsche is about to appear though, isn't it?
He is, outside of the 95 class, leading. No, sorry, second place in class.
Here it comes, look at it coming, here it comes.
So you see the yellow headlights there, that's the lead battle.
I think
GTE Pro.
I thought the Porsche would come into the
37 and 24 trying to assault each other again in the pit lane.
There's the number 2 car we were just watching, just going through the final chicane. So the 97 car, that's got Johnny Adam on board. That is in the lead of GTE Pro, as you were saying there, Giles. 2.4 seconds between first and second with the Aston Martins. It says the duel. Got a funny feeling they've been told there is no dueling. Just have this feeling.
I think you're right. Anybody in their right mind who's watched what's gone on over the last hour and a half would be telling their team to no, do not do anything that may compromise the race. Do not push each other. This is your target lap time. This is what I want from you. They're doing 3:53.5s, which is pretty rapid times. The only quicker car last time round in the GTE Pro was Pile, who's now stopped. He did a 3:52.9 last time, so you're going to see the 92 car now.
And Fred Mikovaiki is ready to get into it there. They were in third coming in.
But they're out of sequence. They're the early stopper. So they'll come back through as the stops run through. New tyres now, so that's the Alex Brundle car. Alex, I think, is out of that car. We'll see who's got in as it crosses the pit out beacon.
There's a mechanic's bottom sticking out of that Porsche. There's obviously something in the footwell.
Doing something in the footwell, yeah. 21-22 is the race control immediately.
Oh. So that is the Dragon Speed car and the G-Drive Racing Dragon Speed car.
brake dust coming off there as the wheel gun fires the air around. Fred Mako getting on board. Makiewicz come through the Porsche ranks, through Carrera Cup, Super Cup, and then adopted as a Porsche factory driver. I think we'll see young Dan Camish here within 2 years. Something tells me he won the Porsche Carrera Cup race yesterday. Get the steering in the right position, so they're not allowed to move the seats anymore. The seats must stay in the same place. What's going on there, Fred? Why did you slow so much at the end of the pit lane?
I don't think he had his seatbelt. I don't think he had his steering wheel set quite right.
No.
So Nico Prost back up into second place because his teammate has taken a pit stop. So it's Rebellion second and third overall, but first and second in P2 still. It's Aston Martin first and second in Pro. The 97 Aston ahead of the 95 Aston Martin. That's what we're watching here now.
That gap just staying the same. They've been given a target time to do.
Oh, we've got someone going very slowly just out of our window.
65 race, that's the Scuderia Corsa Ferrari 488, currently being driven by Nielsen?
No.
Balzan,
Is that
the
the
boss
right car?
on board. Yep, that's
Yep.
the right car.
Right, well,
Alessandro Balzan on board.
it's got into the pits, I think, but it kind of came across the chicane to go into the pit. It didn't come down the pit road. So I didn't see it spin or anything, to be honest. I just saw some headlights coming towards us and then turning into the pit road. So
I expected that car to be higher up than it is. Christina
started
Nielsen
last, remember you told me.
did start last after Christina had a little off on Thursday night.
Pit road for the leader. Johnny Adam in Pro is on pit road. Stanaway into the lead and continuing on.
Yeah, Christina had a bit of an off on Thursday night in the first session. They split an oil cooler, did some damage, sat out the final qualifying session, started last, and I did expect them to be coming through, and I expected to see them fighting in GTEM for a podium, because Christina's a pretty handy silver. Alessandro Balzan there gold, and Brett Curtis the bronze driver. Brett is pretty good. Those guys have had a lot of success in the US series, but let's see where they are come the morning.
Okay, I think this is an AM battle that we're following here, and I think this is for second and third. Sure, that's the 90 Aston Martin, followed by the 77 Porsche. Second and third in AM. So you see the three red lights on the side of the car. That indicates that it's third in that car is third in its category. Heading down towards the end of another lap. The leader of the race has done 175 laps.
Driver on board that car, somebody I don't know much about, Marvin Deist.
Okay, let me get my book out. Let's see what we can find out. We got the book out. We're quite good. The book's coming into its own now. Car 77. Let me find that.
The sister car, you have to say, was the fancied one of the Proton competition cars, but we lost that car early on in the first hour of the race when it got taken out quite rudely by Roman Rusnov in the number 26 G Drive Oreca.
Well, Marvin is on his first start here. This year he's doing WEC and Elms in 2017. He's 20 years old and he's from Germany.
What's he come up through, or do we not know?
There was nothing on Wikipedia on him. He's still a bit of an unknown.
Okay, he's obviously got some talent, running third in the GTEM class as we speak.
There's some more books on this desk which will have some more information on him. That's what I've got, but there's some more little tiny books somewhere that Mr. Dumbreck had somewhere, but we'll find those. I might be able to find a little bit more. That's a Porsche book, that is. Not sure where Peter's put them. Anyway, we'll find them at some point. It's we have. I did tweet a picture of our comms box not so long ago. It is a bit of a mess, I have to say. 5 of us living in here.
I blame Dumbrek.
And Alan McNish. That's one of the books that we're looking for. But there is a driver book as well. There's a car book and a driver book, but I don't know where the driver book went. Anyway, we're digressing from what we are wanting to talk about. But this is, whoops, my microphone. So we've got a Ferrari being overtaken here. That's the 92 Porsche overtaking the Ferrari.
What a noise. Great. Now riding on board with that screaming.
That was for position. That was for position. I've now found out Kevin Estre and Pierre Gardi. They're now running 3rd and 4th.
That's what it's like to ride on board with that Porsche.
It's lovely, isn't it?
911 RSR through the fastest part of the circuit into the slowest part of the circuit.
Just a classification update there. The 95 Aston Martin with Richie Stanaway on board leads. Then it is the 71 Ferrari. Then it's these two cars. Johnny had a cross. Yeah, Johnny's out. Yeah.
Johnny's out with the rest.
Stanaway into the pits as well now.
They're a little out of sync. We got the extra stop within under 95 caused by the puncture they had much earlier on in the race, but they've recovered from that puncture and the subsequent repair.
Yeah, because they stopped and then they stopped again.
They were replaced with the yeah. They have still RSPK last night while we were in the mid-evening still about what the situation was there with the damage to the left rear corner. But the damage to the left rear corner is actually still there, so it was genuinely just the fuse, no other issues.
So the 71 Ferrari now heads the Pro category, probably pure and simply because of pit stop strategy and timings. That's the 51 Ferrari there. That is currently sat in
Porsche driving away from
He is going away from it.
Estray on board, having to come up through various different ranges. Mainly a Porsche and then adopted by Andrew Cooley and the McLaren CRS crew, and then given back to Porsche when the opportunity came for this factory seat. Kevin's setting the outright qualifying record around Nürburgring.
He's on a personal best as well at 71.
Told to give it the message, told to push on and get close that gap. 11 seconds to Johnny out. Haven't seen much of Darren Turner, although that's just because it's fallen in line with our stint. But Darren Turner with Johnny out at 7.
Just turn the volume up on the car noise. Now we're listening to it. It was a little bit low for my liking, so I've just turned it up a bit. Now, it must have got back, because we haven't seen any more shots. The 50 car was going slow somewhere, wasn't
Haven't
it?
seen
it's
it
in the
come
pits.
back, but
it's in the pits, yeah.
Those guys just having a really troubled run. They look so strong. The pole sitter this afternoon, they didn't really shine through after that. You know, they started the week in a pretty troubled state when they walloped the wall coming through the karting corners on the inside. Who was on board that car when they had that incident? Christian Philippon, who is the bronze driver, managed to hit the wall on the inside. There in the very first session, they lost quite a lot of running. Got back out for the qualifying session on Wednesday night, and then subsequently had quite a good run through Thursday.
So the two Rebellions there running 9.9 seconds, so just under 10 seconds apart. Prost and, how would you pronounce that?
Besh, Matthias Besh.
Besh. Good job I asked you, because I wasn't going to say anything like that. It wasn't going to come out like that anyway, so Matthias Besh.
But Thomas Laurent is actually only 1.2 seconds behind Besh.
So that's what that was the fight
That's
we were
what
watching.
Exactly.
Even though the graphic initially started on the two Rebellions and then flicked to the next two, so that's them
the
there.
battle is 13 versus 38.
Yeah, which was is at the end of this line. Well, before the yellow headlights, it's these two, I think, coming towards us here.
And again, the 38 car's not had a trouble-free run so far. That's the Ollie Jarvis car. So at the first pit stop, they had starter motor troubles. They haven't recurred, so potentially a temperature issue there. But then later on, they managed to have, I'm pretty sure, a nose change. Looking back from my notes, I'm sure they've had a new nose after an off as well. So another one of these cars that's been delayed, but managing to run back at the front of the class.
What were we saying? Even though Ollie Jarvis isn't aboard that car, Lauren is aboard that car. What were we saying? Ollie Jarvis is the type of person who's been here, done it, got the t-shirt, done everything he needs to do in the management team-wise, finished on the podium. He will just kind of say, this is going to be a look on getting through that. Which is this? No, not that battle we're watching. No, that's another battle which has got a second. That's another battle. There's two battles in P2 for second and third and fourth. Half a second between second and third, and 1.3 between fourth and fifth.
Yeah.
And they're a lap between each other, so they're not those. The four of them are not close. They have a lap between them.
Townsend Bell bringing in that WeatherTech Ferrari. I suspect that was a I'm tired, having a spin on me in lap kind of affair.
Do we get away with one of those?
I had quite a nice little sleep over the last couple of hours before coming in here. So.
I didn't. I was relaxing, but I didn't sleep. It wasn't the case I wasn't trying to sleep, but I didn't sleep. So by the time I go to bed after this session, it would have been 24 hours because we did warm up. We did warm up, yeah. How did we end up doing that?
Oh, that was my fault. I volunteered us for that, didn't I?
That's all right. We're here. We may as well do it. That's my argument.
Exactly.
Get on with it.
Schoenfeld is not only known for its good hunting grounds, there are some old bunkers here from the Great War. We often get youngsters out here exploring them, so keep an extra eye out when you're hunting around there, okay?
It can be spent getting on with it, the better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So well, you haven't, because you've been having other stuff to do, but I kind of had a relaxing day yesterday and things like that. Oh, look at that, yeah. Now you see, if it was me,
Time.
I would put my crash helmet on so that no one could see me.
Visor down.
Yeah, exactly.
Gone, yeah. I mean, this is one of the things that we were talking about as we see these atmospheric shots. You know, the mechanics do get a rest. Well, some of them get a rest.
But it's not the comfiest place in the world, is it?
No, you make the best of what you can. But it's the race engineers on the pit wall. Those guys are the guys that get absolutely no rest whatsoever. They're there. They've got to be there on the end of the radio constantly for the drivers. You know, beyond a quick toilet stop, they're not allowed away from that box.
Which is quite amazing, really. The decisions they're having to make is quite amazing. The 71 car in. This is the leader in Pro. GTE Pro. This is our leading car. It's a drinks bottle change and a windscreen strip pulled off, yeah.
Minne staying on board. Quick check of the brakes. They're doing a headlight tear off as well. Back on board with number 2. who's now pushing to come through up to 16th overall. Elbamba on board still. They are now, what are we?
9 laps away from second place.
Yeah. So they've pulled a lap back in the last hour, which isn't surprising. If you look
That's
at the
what
times.
someone was calculating before. They can do a lap per hour on a P2 car.
But look at the times: 23.1 for Bamba, 26.5 for Tandy. So they're just trying to protect the number 1 car, and I don't think number 1 is going to be told to move over for the number 2 at any stage in this. It's going to be a case of, you know, yeah, okay, we'll have a race once we get to the morning, but certainly they're pacing the Tandy car, and that makes me wonder whether we'll break the distance record. We were well on for breaking the distance record while we had the fight at the front between the Toyotas and the Porsches, but now that Porsche have got this more comfortable position where they can back it off a little bit, I suspect that we may struggle to hit the distance record. New set of softs on car number 38. Car number 38, Tung on board.
Okay, so he was in a battle, wasn't he? Which is now obviously he's just dropped out of. There's still that battle going on between the 35 Signatech car, followed by the 40 Graf car. That battle still rages out on track. 2.6 seconds between those two. Hoping Tung heading towards us down the straight. I mean, they're not even going to, even if that number 2 car gets back up onto the podium, they're not going to fight. Either this car hasn't done anything wrong, so to speak. They've kept their noses clean.
It's about the championship now. You know, there were people saying as we came into the week, if the right Toyota won, the championship was very hard for Porsche to get.
Yeah.
Now the world championship.
Oh, 49's off. That's your favourite car.
They'd been doing okay. They'd been keeping it out of trouble, but that's the outside of the Porsche curves. That's this new runoff area, which last year would have been a new tub job. Don't try and get it out of there. It's not coming out. No point in spinning the wheels there. Many people have tried that one before now. The reason you stopped is because that's what the gravel trap's there to do. So he's right on the edge of the tarmac runoff. They'll be able to push it forward. Yeah.
Oh, and then the tyre, would that be a tyre going? Oh, that was flat spotting.
That was flat spots. That was, I've got my foot so deep in the brake pedal that I'm through to the carcass of the tyre. The sparks we saw coming off the 4 corners
would be the metal, wouldn't they?
Yeah, the steel banding in these radial tyres, the reinforcement of the carcass of the tyre. The compound sits on top of the carcass,
that
so they
car,
pull that and then add the compound to the top.
That car currently the last of our runners.
I think that, in fairness, Miro Konopka and his crew, they're kind of here to learn, understand, see what's going on. The Lannon Racing crew from the UK are supporting that entry, and I think having seen some of the social media stuff that some of those guys have been doing, they're here for the beer to a degree. They want to understand what the event's about, and they're rumoured to be one of the customers for the LMP1 class next year. So I think it is come here, do the atmosphere. Miro Konopka's been here plenty. He knows this race. He knows what it's about. But it's always been kind of an underlying come here and bring some pay and driver's effort from his crew.
Enjoy it.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, yeah, I just said that they were the last running car currently, which is 54 cars that are running. But you know what? If they're still running at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, or Sunday afternoon, they'd have achieved a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have had a few little dramas along the way, but they'd have had a ball and they'd have finished, which is something that currently sitting there 2 of the 3 Toyotas aren't doing.
Yes. Into the slow zone that's now been created to clear this up through the Porsche curves. It's a long old slow zone, this one, as they go through the whole way through the Porsche curves and then get released on the exit of karting. See it there, the dash top left. They've got this onboard marshalling system, slow 80 kph, and that's controlled by race director as to what messages he gives there. He'll give safety car, he'll give safety car in, he'll give blue flags. give yellow flags, red flags if they ever happen, slippery surface flags, all up there. So on board the drivers have got a live flagging system that's for them to pay attention to. Certainly at night makes the world of difference.
Just loads of stuff, and he's out of the slow zone. Look at that, up already. Poof. Third, fourth, fifth gear, sixth gear. Heading down towards the final chicane. Oh, he's coming into the pits. The number 1 car, the leader, is heading to the pits.
So Tandy will stay on board. This should be fuel only. Tandy, technically defending champion, didn't get the opportunity to defend his crown last year. Won the race once in 2015, sharing that car with Earl Bamber and Nico Hunkelberg on a being released from Force India for that weekend to come here and have a crack at it. That's the ARC brand.
Look at it.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Car 47, this says. Car 47, that is the...
Not the Bratislava.
No.
car.
I mean, to be fair, I saw that come up, but I didn't see the puncture bit. I just saw car 47 slow, and I thought they just got the 49
That's
car.
the Dallara of
Senegatio. I wonder how cool it is to launch a car like that out of a slow zone and flat out. I bet it's amazing. The
kick
Nico
in the back.
I bet it's fantastic. I really do. The 31 Rebellion is in the pits. It's on pit road. It's in the pits. Nico Prost on board that car as it drives in. This is the 86 Gulf Porsche. And windscreen clean. You see all the dirt and grime on that car. And I was told, who told me? I think it might have been Peter Dumbreck told me last year that these cars now that win the races, these big ones, the Audis, the Porsches, and not Toyota because they never win it, and they never clean them. They go in the museum. But apparently now what they do to preserve it, they lacquer it.
Yeah.
With all the dirt underneath it.
Typically the race winners will end up going and running at Goodwood in a few weeks' time up the hill at the Festival of Speed. They all get an invite. And normally the cars are left dirty there. Porsche, the winning Porsche certainly was 2 years ago, and then yeah, get lacquered and put away. Ford had a problem last year in that the winning GT, they didn't have enough spares to be able to do that. They had to ship the car back to America as we see a Porsche nearly going off into the side of an Aston Martin. That was a very late lunge.
But that's for position. This is for position. It was nearly for the kitty litter.
It was.
But
so, you know, Ford last year wanted to do that, and the car is now in the museum in Detroit, but the car had to do one race in America before it could be put in there, so they had to clean it.
It didn't have Le Mans dirt on. Just for your information, 1.8 second split, the first three in Pro. Stanaway, Adam and Est. Aston Martin, Porsche. Let's listen. There's going to be some big
Porsche in the toe there, but still not able to pull up to or alongside the Aston. So the Porsche delivering the lap time, different place in the lap. Look at the apex speed there. Porsche much quicker across the apex, riding back on board now. The Aston's going to stretch its legs. There we go. The Aston pulls away on the straight, but then the Porsche across the apexes just carries the speed so much better.
In corners, it's great, isn't it? Let's watch
this mid-engine layout. The Porsche just hasn't got enough pace to pull alongside. Aston going away from us again as we ride on board with Estre. Paul 6th gear, heading down to Mulsanne. The Aston just stretches its legs and onto the brakes.
Glowing brake discs from the Porsche.
Through Mulsanne, and the run now down to Indianapolis. They've got another car ahead of them.
That's the other Aston Martin. That's the battle.
That is 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3 in that shot.
And only 8 seconds behind them, Pierre Guidi on the 51 Ferrari. So he'll be coming into shot about now.
Less than 10 seconds between the top 4.
Shoot 2, that's a Toyota mechanic, I think. So through Indianapolis now, run down to Arnage. Estre's wanting to get past, isn't he? And through these twiddly bits, the Porsche's got the legs on the Aston. Now the Aston will stretch its legs away as we come down to the Porsche curves. First right-hand flick through this slower left, or the very quick, slight left-hander for the first real corner here.
Look at it, it is
Through the
right
right.
up into the slow zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to just slow it down. And the yellow headlights you can see behind, that's 4th.
What's interesting is the Johnny Adam cars, it goes into the slow zone, turns the big headlights off, like the spotlights that they've got in the front grille. And here we go again. Oh, he's got the jump on his teammate.
He has. Is that a mistake from Adam?
No, it's Stanaway who made the mistake.
What's going on?
What is going on? The others all seem to think they're in a slow zone still.
Which they're not. And blue lights flashing away at the other. Look at this cluster of cars. So who's that coming into the
I have
pits?
no
That's the
idea.
Porsche in. That's the Porsche.
Yeah. But I'm just looking out the window, actually physically looking at the 97 car. Yeah. Johnny Adam has passed Stanaway off that restart, like off that slow zone.
So Estre comes down pit road, and Estre will be staying on board. This will be fuel only.
Look how dirty it is.
Yeah, I often wonder why people make white racing cars.
White racing cars are the best.
No.
Oh, they're lovely.
I had a white racing car.
Oh, they're
so
beautiful.
I spent my entire life cleaning it.
Oh, the 27
Delara going back into the garage. Seeing the number 21 LMP2 car, Rosenquist, on board. Has no side light. Interesting to see if they make them fix that now. I suspect they will. It's one of the Dragon Speed cars.
Well, yeah, white race cars are just fab. They are great. What does amaze me, slightly similar, is the colours of our leading LMP cars. The Toyota and the Porsche have the similar colour schemes.
Yeah, everyone complained about that.
When they
the
came
last
out.
2 years, you know, it's been, come on guys, could you not make one pink and one purple or something? Right, Kevin Estre back on his way.
Yeah, here we go. Debris on track, zone 18 on the right-hand side. So, what's going on in the battles?
In LMP2.
LMP2, there isn't. That battle kind of...
Well, we're owed a pit stop by Beck.
Yes, you're going to say that sorted it out, wasn't it? When Hoping Tongue came, when he took over.
So when Besh gives us his pit stop, it's all going to be extremely close again.
Yeah.
Lots of yellow headlights, so lots of GTE cars running together as they come through the second chicane.
There's
so
actually
95 back on it.
Yeah, but there's 3 of them here. Look, there's 3 of them again.
Yeah, Greedy's caught up onto them.
That is Stanaway being a bit asleep.
But what I don't understand is Pierre Greedy's taken 10 seconds out of them.
But they all got blocked up here, didn't they, with the P2 cars at the final chicane?
Must be that Pierre Greedy got released from the slow zone whilst in it, or just before it happened. I think what actually happened was the slow zone ended while they were in it.
Yes.
And he didn't release, and that was him getting caught out there. Stanaway getting caught out by the slow zone ending. But the person who gained the most from it was Pierre Greedy, because he was still coming into the slow zone
and didn't really
have to slow. So that's closed that gap right up, and now we're going to see a fantastic battle, and can't wait for them to cycle through their stops, and then we'll have Kevin Estre running with them as well.
That's the second, and we're going to see the next one is the Ferrari. That's the first 3.
Big opposite lock there from Pierre Greedy. coming through the apex of the left-hander at Indianapolis.
Yeah, it's Adam Stanaway, Pierre Guidi, and then Canan, but he's 25 seconds
So
down.
the other car behind them
Is
is
somebody
an
else?
car.
Yeah, it's another car in there. So this is the Aston Martin team rates. Yeah, we were talking about this about 30 minutes ago about they'll just be told to kind of like hold station, but
Didn't hold station when it came to somebody being asleep when the slow zone got lifted, though, did they?
well, as you say, Stanaway would have been expecting to still be doing another 300 or 400 meters in it, but
Yeah.
it ended by the organisers, and Johnny Adam was right on it. He was kind of like, whoa, we're off.
Yeah.
And Estra behind, because he got through as well. He followed Johnny Adam through.
So in the LMP2 class, we're seeing some charges on John-Eric Verne in the Orica Manor. Number 24 set a personal fastest lap 3:29.8 last time round, and is now setting 2 green sectors. So he's obviously been told by the team, get on with it. We want an overall podium. Can we close these gaps down, please? Because he's a lap behind the leaders in class, and a stop